Welcome, folks. Yet another episode in Unfolded. Joining with me online, Narcis. Welcome to the show.
Hello everyone. You probably have noticed we are able to do this almost every week, so we kind of got into a routine by now. We are at episode 8, if I'm not wrong.
Episode 7, 8. Even I just stopped counting.
It's so many. We are not sure which one is it anymore.
Yeah.
But it's not so important the number of the episode, because afterwards it's important what is it about, right? So as you know, we cover something that happened in the week that has passed. So every subject that we choose, or even the examples that we use, or the stories that we cover are usually connected to the days, the last couple of days. Remember, we are recording this Sunday at 8 o'clock. And hopefully it gets to you on Mondays, so that you can listen to it on your way to work, or on your way back from work. On Spotify, or you can watch it if you want to at lunch, if your colleagues at work don't want to talk to you, or you're the only international there.
You can listen, of course. Yeah. Yes. But this episode is also available on YouTube. I think if you have time, you can also watch us talking, and that's a lot of different modes that we operate with. Yeah. But Narcis,
so Arun,
how was your week so far?
My week so far, Jesus, it's been a very long week, because I don't know if you have noticed, but I had to go to Copenhagen this week. There was the Romanian embassy celebrated Romanian Day, and on Romanian National Day, in front of all the ambassadors and whatnot, and other diplomatic corps people, they choose to kind of honor 2 or 3 members of the Romanian community, to show look, these people have done something interesting, so kind of to motivate others from the community to do the same, or to be more involved and whatnot. So that's why I was in Copenhagen, because they awarded the prize for me. I was one of the 3 people this year that was kind of honored, you can say.
Congratulations, Narcis.
Thank you. And mainly was because of last week in Denmark, the fact that it is found in Romanian as well. And I think it is literally the largest hub of information for Romanians in Denmark. So obviously it had quite of an impact on them. And it's also, I think, for the initiative we had with trying to get Romanian schools in every municipality in Denmark. We didn't get there, but it went from a couple to 25 different municipalities where we have Romanian schools now. So kind of that's why. But okay, don't misunderstand. Romanian school means Romanian language classes for children after their normal Danish school. Okay, not replacing. Just in case anyone is like, oh my god, Romanian schools in Denmark. No. We're just talking about 2 to 4 hours per week, where the Romanian children from a municipality meet together to keep in contact with their own identity. It's actually an EU law that says that if 12 children from the same municipality want native language courses financed by the municipality, they can request it from their municipality, so they can hire someone to do it. That's one way to create jobs, folks. That's one way to create jobs. What about you, Arun? What was the milestone or the landmark of your week?
First of all, I think I saw the post about you being honored by, I think it's embassy, right? That you're given an award. Congratulations from my side. I think it's a great achievement of getting your recognition on work that you do from my end. And it also motivates people like me to actually do more of what you're trying to do and achieve. For me, the week was not so, I would say, not so busy. I had a really calm week, and back from Albo, I was a bit late. Like last time, we managed to have a face-to-face interview, and that was the only day I was like, I would say, busy the entire Sunday, but the whole week was just chill and normal. And I'm looking very much forward to a Christmas party that is coming the week after. So I'm already tuned to in the mood. Yeah.
Is Mariah Carey just singing behind there, like in the noise cancellation?
Oh, there's another song that I'm listening to. It's beginning to
No?
look like Christmas. There's
Yeah,
a
it
lot of
is.
Christmas
I heard
carols and stuff.
Thursday is gonna be snow in Denmark, so keep an eye on
Okay.
that.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. Winter is
Yeah,
coming, mate. I mean, it's literally the end of November soon. So, I
yeah,
mean,
it is. And I'm already seeing
it
the
is.
cold.
It
I
is.
walk in the forest nature nearby in the weekends, and I can already see the temperatures dropping below 4 degrees now, early at 6 a.m. And I think yeah, it's very much winter is coming. And
Okay.
Narcissus, but let's get to the most important topic of this episode, which is
Okay.
about taxations, especially preliminary tax assessments. That has been really. I was thinking about this topic for quite some time over the years, and I've never been able to get a grip of uh, what exactly should I do as an international when it comes to filling up my preliminary assessments. So I've
Mm-hmm.
structured this whole conversation in a way that helps both newcomers and also people like me, been in this country for many years, still trying to figure out what exactly and how exactly the new changes will affect me. Reading from your article, I
Okay.
think it's a lot of promising topics that we could talk today, especially about what one needs to be aware going forward from this year. So let's start with the Danish term, which is for schools of calls. If I don't know if I
Okay.
pronounce it right, otherwise apologies. It's called as preliminary income assessment in Danish, and it is basically like if you expect an income, you are bound to have some deductions and taxes in Denmark, and it helps you. Uh, kind of what I understood from the term is that you uh, inform the government that this is what my expected income and this is what I am expected to receive or spend, kind of profit and loss, and then you assess it before it goes to the it goes to your what is the next stage? It is the Danish tax agency, right? Or what
Well,
exactly happens then?
basically, you're literally completing it on their website, so they have
Mm,
straight there that you can actually calculate directly what
mm,
deductions you're going to have. The idea of it is basically to that from January 2025, when you get your first income of the year at the end of
mm,
January, to have the right deductions calculated for yourself. So basically, let's, I don't know, if you earn 25,000 per
mm,
month, and
mm,
then you to find out, okay, how much of this do I get to keep, right?
mm, mm,
So that's kind of the idea of it. They want to know how much do you expect to earn next year, what loans do you have, so that they can have some interest. Do you expect to have some losses from capital
mm,
investments? Do you have some properties, because now you're if you own something, basically both property taxes are
mm,
directly taken from your taxes, no
mm,
longer paid to the municipality directly,
mm,
like it used to be before.
mm,
So that's literally taken away from your, let's just say, fradrau, the famous fradrau, or the tax deduction allowance
mm,
that you
mm,
have. Uh, so that's the purpose of this, is to basically correctly assess just how
mm,
much deduction they should give you per month,
mm,
to understand
mm,
how much money you should have in your hands at the end of the every month.
mm,
However, this is not the end. There will be another tax declaration, the final one.
mm,
As you know, every March there's the final calculation where they find out if you pay too little or pay too much based on your own estimations now. So now you can decide, do I want to keep more money every month and then I expect to give something back in March in 2026? Or do I want to get some money then? So I'll just pay a bit more taxes. So I'll just report less.
mm.
Uh, because,
I
yeah.
used to just to comment on that. I used to like calculate. I mean, I don't have any mortgages or loans, so seen from my perspective, the only thing that I receive from as a incoming money is that the salary that I get, and then I times 12 months, and then I get my number. But I also have a doubt all the time. What if I receive, let's say, some gifts? Like for example, my friend used to send money from his account, then my
Hmm?
bank balance could probably, like let's say, 50,000 more on a given year. will that be accounted for as a taxable? How does it work in my case? Because I don't
Well,
actually deposit or inform the tax assessment that I will be,
I do
maybe
not
for a
know
help,
the
right?
exact law about. I do not know the exact law about gifts, but I'm pretty sure you can find it on SCAT how much.
Mm,
But you have to understand you can earn up to 50,000 kronas without paying VAT on
mm,
it in Denmark. So, but that's earning, and you still have to declare it anyway.
okay.
They are not, they cannot look at your bank account to see what you
Mm,
have in there or not.
mm,
Only if there is a red flag raised, they'll obtain permission to look at your all your at your bank account as well and see what's the situation. But
mm,
otherwise, they can only look at what's declared. So
mm,
when an employee pays you, they declare
mm,
it in the SCAT so that they know how much you got.
mm,
If I hire you to cut my grass, and then it's just a one-time payment, it's still
mm,
I have to inform SCAT that I have given you that money, and then
mm,
SCAT will expect that you will also report it on your side. If
mm,
you don't report on your side, then there's a red flag raised. But if I have not informed SCAT that I have given you this money, then there
mm.
is no way for them to know.
Where did the money
Of
come
course,
from? Mm,
where the money come from, right? So if your
mm,
friend from India sends you some money, it's as a
mm,
gift, then you just have. I'm pretty sure it should be fine, but just check.
mm.
I don't wanna give the wrong advice here. So
No, no, no. It's also sometimes it
yeah,
confuses me a lot because of course, I need some help from people, and I get them extra money at times, and I repay them. But if someone notices that I have excess money in my bank account sitting and I don't have a documentation, how will the tax be for that additional money that I have in my account, and not necessarily something
it
that I have
depends.
reported before, but it makes sense.
It,
It
it
has to be
depends what they
reported.
are. Are they an income? Are they a gift? Are they what are they?
Mm. So they have to declare before
Uh,
they send in. Mm.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So someone needs to declare them because if it's an
Mm.
income, someone else has declared them because otherwise they cannot deduct from their own taxes the
Mm.
cost, right?
Mm. Yeah.
So
And
that's how it works.
that is one thing. And I also saw in the article that there are a lot of new proposals being made, especially work related travels, fixed rate deductions available for accommodation if someone travels for more than 24 hours, and
Yeah,
expenses if not covered by the employer, they themselves could actually apply for a tax reduction. And that is actually new for me. I get sent to travel abroad, or let's say other countries in Europe, or maybe home country. I used to travel not frequently, but once a year, and I'm getting reimbursed or maybe spent on behalf of my company's card. So if there is no possibility of such kind, so how can one get the reimbursement? Is this also clear in
it's
the
not a
tax assessment?
reimbursement.
Mhm.
You
Or
have to
the
understand this
tax?
is like basically they ask you, do you work for a company which sends you to work either in
Mm,
Denmark or abroad without paying for your expenses? So they
mm,
shouldn't be paying for your expenses. They cannot declare
mm,
the expenses as a cost and you as well as
mm,
as a tax deduction. One of you has to
mm,
do it. So either the company
mm,
pays for you and then they have it deducted as a cost, or
mm,
you pay for it from your own
mm,
salary, and then
mm,
you get it deducted because it's literally money you have spent for business purposes, not for
mm,
yourself.
mm,
Yeah. So then you just have to, okay, I was abroad with the purpose of getting clients, meeting clients, whatever,
mm,
and then keep documentation available in case ever someone checks, and just try to see it's 837 kronas fixed rate,
mm,
or how many days do I expect to go away this year? Average
mm,
15, then 15 or 837. You declare that amount in the
mm,
bracket.
mm,
That's it. If they ever decide to look at you and
mm,
raise flag, then they will ask you, okay, have you actually used the 15 days? You still have the chance to modify it at the end of the year or
mm,
during the year. This
mm,
preliminary tax assessment is not in stone, right? You can
mm,
always change it. It's just going to
mm,
modify the taxation of the next months. So if I
mm,
change it in July, it's going to affect from August onwards. If I change it in
mm,
August and so on, right? So if you feel now this year that I know I talked to my boss, I talked to everyone, I
mm,
realize I'm going to travel at least 30 days this
mm,
there's going to be a lot of travels. I look in the
mm,
calendar and it's crazy. 30
mm,
days, then it's 30 days or 137. You technically can
mm.
get up to 35,200. That's roughly 40 days, I think, of travel per year.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Of course, if you're going to request max, they might wonder, and you're
Mm,
more likely to be chosen to. They cannot look at everyone. That's not
mm,
possible. We are too many people. So
mm,
they
mm,
have to choose and select the ones that feel most likely
mm,
to screw over the system. So don't do that.
mm.
So if you're planning to, if let's say, especially if you're a startup and you don't have
Mm,
money, right, to
mm,
get paid, but you really burn for the company and you want to
mm,
support it and you're willing to travel for your own money abroad
mm, mm,
for the purpose of expanding the customer, not just
mm,
abroad, but
mm,
also in Denmark. If you're from Aalborg
mm.
and you have to travel to Copenhagen
Copenhagen.
and it's a
Mm,
whole day work, you have to stay in Copenhagen. Then that's a day that counts as well.
mm.
The same like you came to Aalborg, right? And you have to stay
Yeah.
over.
Mm,
So that's how it works. It's
mm,
that kind of the days that you can get this deducted, and it has been always there. This is not a new
mm,
thing.
mm,
It's not a new deduction. Let's just say.
mm, mm. So apart from this, what is more new for me? Everything looks new. For example, rate pension or the installment pension in Danish,
Hmm?
the pension saving scheme, which is divided to provide individuals with regular payouts after retirement. Um, what is special about it, or what is new going forward?
Well, think about it like this: you can put aside 65,000 kronas per year.
Mm,
So basically, you get a deduction of 65,000 kronas because you pay 65,000 kronas from your salary for
mm,
your pension, and those money, instead of coming from your payable income, they will come from the taxation part.
mm.
You understand? So basically, you get more salary, but not technically in your hands. It goes to the pension.
But if
So
I
basically,
withdraw
think
money from the pension,
65,000 divided by 12, you
yeah,
cannot.
mm,
There's a special rules about rate pension, so probably you have to
5,000
cancel
kronas out
completely
per month.
your.
Mm,
Yeah, you have to. Is there some special rules about it, from what I
mm,
understand? But the idea is that when you're gonna take money out from the pension, so the moment
mm,
you're gonna have to receive money, or if you're
mm,
gonna get it all at once,
mm,
when is the time for it, you're
mm.
gonna have to pay tax then on it because
Exactly.
it will be an
Mm,
income and you'll pay tax on them. So basically,
mm.
it's a delayed taxation on it. You can say.
And that is where I don't understand, because let's say I put aside 5,000 kronas a month, and then let's say I wanted to get the pension early payout, or maybe after retirement. Whenever I withdraw, it's basically money that I'm withdrawing. Then I'm paying taxes. I don't know the percentage, but what is the goal of this rate pension when it is the same as whatever pension I'm paying for from my salary? How is it different, or is it beneficial?
Well, it's
I didn't
another
understand.
pension.
Mm.
Think
But
about it, there's multiple types of pension in Denmark that you can
mm,
get subscribed under, right? The
mm,
more pensions and sources of income you have, they will,
mm,
you'll mix. You'll have a little bit from here, a little bit from here, a little bit from here. So think
mm,
of it as a savings account.
mm,
You
mm,
can, instead of paying 65,000 kronas to the state as tax,
mm, mm,
you put those money into a savings account connected to your name.
mm,
That's the difference.
okay,
So
makes
what do you
sense. Okay.
prefer?
Putting aside to the pension
What?
is, I think, but I can't have enjoy it in the recent. I have to wait until the retirement,
No,
right?
no,
That's
but
the.
that's the whole idea of a pension savings fund, and that's why the government gives the option. Otherwise, it's not in their
Mm,
interest.
mm,
Because as long as it's a pension savings fund, some pension fund is using it, and they're
mm,
trying to multiply it, and that's good
mm,
for the economy because those money are circulated, right?
mm,
They're not sitting in your pocket waiting for you to get old.
mm, mm, mm,
They're being used. So it's in the interest of the state that there are liquidity out there, there's cash flow out there, so the economy is
mm.
functioning. So
Okay.
of course, either you give it to the state or you give it to a pension fund. It's
Mm,
good for them. If you
mm,
keep it for yourself, not so good for them.
for them, yeah.
So
Yeah. Good.
yeah,
Uh, Apart from this, I mean, I am curious about stocks because I've heard from many, whenever I speak with
yes.
people about shares and buying and selling shares, you get kind of a transaction fee. But I also read in the article that losses on the investments that we hold in shares, are deductible. Could you just
Yes.
walk me through a bit more in detail?
Well, you basically at the end, let's just say you take a reference point. Yeah, at the end of the year, you see that your stock options that you have invested have went depends because now it depends what you have done. If you have invested specifically into a company, like a specific share of a company, or if you've invested in an index. Because if you invest in an index, the chances are there will never be a loss. It's quite
Mm,
impossible, or quite hard at least. Because an index, you have 10 thousands of companies for which you have a mini
mm,
share from each of them. But if
mm,
you've invested in a specific company and that company
mm,
tanked this year,
mm,
that's possible very much,
mm,
right?
mm,
Then it will be basically your buying point
mm,
minus where the value of the share is now.
mm,
That is deducted from your taxes.
mm,
So basically, it's like a protection for yourself as a investor. But at the same time, if you do earn money from
mm,
capital tax, there's quite a
mm,
significant tax to pay on it.
yeah,
Um,
that's
I
that's
cannot,
another
I
story,
cannot,
right?
I cannot. Yeah, yeah, that's another story. And you also pay tax on money that don't come to you. So if your
Mm,
stock has increased in value,
mm,
regardless if you have sold the stock or not, you still pay tax
okay.
on it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So if
hmm
my stock prices increases, I still have to pay on the appreciation.
Well, yeah, you made more money this year,
Wow.
no?
Yeah, but I'm not
So
withdrawing to my
it's
account, so it's still somewhere in the connected to my yeah, bank account, but I'm not withdrawing it, right? So
Yeah, there's a
I
lot of discussions about this. There
mm,
was huge because some guys with Bitcoin made billions or whatnot, but then they woke up
mm,
with a huge tax slab, and
mm,
they took them years to pay it off.
mm,
Um, yeah, there's pluses and minuses. You can
yeah,
say
yeah.
there are special investment accounts where there's only 17% capital
Mm,
gain tax,
mm,
which is quite low, but it's only
mm,
like a maximum amount you can put of money in that pool, yeah. Like in
mm,
that bag of
mm,
on that account. I
mm,
think it's 150,000 or something per year
mm, mm,
that you can put in there. So
mm.
in a way, the law is there to protect you if you are not such a great investor.
Mm.
If you're an amazing investor, well, yeah.
I, I I doubt that. And the second thing is, I would say like an index fund is a much more safer bet because if the country grows, then there is a gradual increase and never a big drop
Yeah.
in the economy's perspective, and that's a safe bet. But I can try. I mean, I haven't really invested in shares. I think it looks for me it looks interesting, and I will give it a try this
And
year.
the state is
Uh,
there to protect you if you fail. Right?
yeah. Talking about the deductions, there's another deduction for employment deductions on travel to work. So if someone travels between 24 to 100 kilometers, they get a deduction of 2.23 Danish kroners
Yeah.
for every kilometer, and then more
hmm
than 100 kilometers, they get a deduction of 1.12 Danish kroners per kilometer.
Yes.
Is it already the case? I mean, I've seen in my company people get some deductions. What is the difference compared to the current year, to the year going forward in 2025?
The difference is probably that it's a bit higher, the
Mm,
deduction, a bit.
they're giving
We're
me more
talking about
money.
0
Ah,
point something
okay.
per kilometer.
Mm,
And the fact that I'm not sure if it's from this year or from previous year already, that people who live in 20 municipalities, they're called outer municipalities,
mm.
they get a higher transport deduction than normal.
Ah,
And also people from the islands also get a higher transport deduction,
and that is what you call them
basically.
as a small island or special rules for those
Yeah,
small islands. Is that what is meant? Okay,
yes. It's
okay.
basically higher
Um,
transport deduction
mm, mm,
for those two cases. So
mm,
that's what we have so far. There is many
mm,
proposals on the table. So let's not forget that there is the financial law coming for 2025, and there'll be a
mm,
lot of new proposals
mm,
maybe coming in or not. Like for example, the fact that you might be able to do green home improvements out of your taxes, right?
mm.
So that's just a new tax deduction that you could use. So
And what does
there
green
is,
home improvements consist of? Installation of
I
solar
mean,
panels or
yeah,
something
making
like
your
that. I don't
house
know.
more energy efficient.
Ah, okay.
Uh, so basically, paying a craftsman to come and make improvements in your house.
mm,
That kind of makes it better from an
mm.
energy consumption, energy
Standpoint.
usage, energy efficiency standpoint.
Mm, mm,
It's going to be great. I would love that
mm.
if that comes in.
There's
Because I
also
will always be able to do a project every year for it,
yeah, talking about home improvement, there's also deduction for cleaning, gardening, and childcare, to name a few.
and
And
other small services. Yeah,
mm, and that is
as
that
long
is
as yeah.
so the deduction is I think anywhere between 12,000 to 12,400 Danish kroners per living
Hmm?
per person living in the house. I didn't get the crux of it. Is it like if I say I want to renovate my kitchen and I hire
Yeah.
a person to renovate it, or let's say clean stuff or do a lot of yeah,
Well, it's a
interior
big
renovation?
difference between. There's a bit of difference between renovation and cleaning.
Okay.
This
So
is
this
a
is not
service
under.
deduction.
Okay.
If they pass the new, because they used to be before, if they pass the home improvement deduction
Mm,
back, maybe they
mm,
bring it back, and you can prove that by renovating your kitchen, you're improving your house
mm,
standards,
mm,
then you can also get it under that. But
mm,
to pay someone to come and industrially clean it,
mm,
that could be something, or just simply pay. But remember, it's a quarter of what you really pay. So for you to get the 12,000 in deduction,
mm.
you need to spend 48,000.
To get that, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So let's say you have a nanny,
Mm,
you pay 48,000. At least you get 12,000 back. You have someone that comes cleans every Friday because you're too busy
mm,
with your job.
mm.
You get a quarter subsidized by the state, basically.
But I have a question here. I live in a serviced apartment, so there are people coming and cleaning, gardening, and also, yeah, maintaining the apartment. Will the person who is lease this apartment, entire apartment, gets to benefit from this, or how? Is it for only a specific villa or a row house, or is it also for people living in apartments who is paying rent to a
No,
owner?
that's a business. That's a business.
Ah,
It's different rules.
okay, so this
No,
is
this
only
is
for
for
salaried
private
people.
people,
Mm, mm,
private homes. It's your private
mm,
home, regardless if you own a company or not. That's irrelevant.
mm,
If
mm,
in your private home you
mm.
have hired someone to do a service for you, be that
Mm,
cleaning, gardening, childcare, or other service that you can imagine, that's not
mm,
a home improvement. That's the line. It should not
mm,
be a home improvement. It can be that you have an elderly person in your home and you need someone to take care of them. Boom,
mm.
it's a service, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Uh, so it depends. It needs to kind of be in supportive of your
Mm,
household.
mm.
You can say
Yeah.
so. Think about like this, if you see a gardener price,
Mm,
you just think 25% less. No,
mm.
25% less from the real price, and then you know the actual price you're going to pay after the deduction.
After reductions.
uh,
Yeah.
and that
Mm,
can make things a lot more affordable, right, for some people.
mm, True.
Think about it, like, okay, it's not 48,000 but it's
Mm,
36,000. Okay,
mm,
that sounds a bit more
mm,
manageable.
mm.
So
Good.
that's
Yeah.
it's still something to use, right?
Of
But it'll
course.
be the same with the home improvements. If it's passed, it will probably still be like a quarter of the whole value. There will never
Mm,
be such thing that it covers the full
mm,
cost.
mm. Makes sense. Yeah. Narcissus, I think, of course, I've gotten a lot of news regarding changes, informations about rate pension, deduction for cleaning and gardening. There's also information that we shared about the um, review of your tax assessment, and talk about if I have to, let's say, if I'm in doubt, and then I have to like
Yes.
correct my